And good morning to everybody, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce you on what Telecom Italia is doing to face the innovation, the competition, and the new market trends, not only in Italy, but also in Brazil and in Argentina. And I would like also to thank Anders, because you raised very interesting point in your presentation, so thank you very much. TLC operators are facing a very incredible growth in terms of traffic, in terms of bandwidth demand from our customer. There are really a very interesting behavior in our customer, new behavior. I mean that we have 5% of our customers that generate more than 50% of data traffic in the mobile network. This is very impressive. The other effect is the peer-to-peer that is growing, and we have more than 30% of our data traffic generated by the peer-to-peer. So there is a growing demand. There is the need to, to segment quality. I think that the democracy in the telecommunication is dead. We cannot anymore to go ahead in providing the same quality, high quality to all customers. I think that customers want quality, and they are expecting that operators will provide good quality, but they want also to pay for the quality, if they recognize the value of quality for sure. So in this scenario, the operator wishes to be in a greenfield environment, but we have a legacy. Our network is a layered network. Everybody today is going to the layering the network in order to reduce the complexity. And this is a big problem, because it will affect a lot the revenues in one side and the investment on the other. So we are facing, as operator, I think, an incredible nightmare these days. And we are facing with the complexity that is growing day by day. New networks, old networks to consider, new services to introduce. We are losing revenues as well, because the OTT, the over-the-top, because the competition, and we need to increase our CapEx. And as you know very well, our CEO and our stakeholder, they ask us efficiency, price reduction, cost reduction. So it's a very important point to consider. Complexity, everybody knows very well what complexity does mean for an operator. In the mobile network, it means several layers, starting from TDMA maybe to GSM up to the LTE, as well as in the transport layers, as well as in the core network. We need to face these big issues that complexity is in terms of management, in terms of OPEX, and as well in terms of CapEx. So revenue loss also is the other problem that we are facing, and for sure our customer, they don't want to lose time in downloading applications that are day by day increasing on the market. And for the operator, it's important to find the right time to make the investment in the innovation, because if we wait too much to invest on the innovation, will be a big problem, because we will delay the new streams of revenues. We will delay the new opportunities in facing the competition on the market. So it's very important to find the proper and the right time to make our investments. Increase at CapEx, yes, we need to increase CapEx, but normally we don't have extra CapEx to make and to introduce new technology. We need to introduce new technology by the same values that we can put on the network in terms of balancing the revenues with the cost of introducing new technology. So this is another point that cause big trouble to the customer, to the operators. We have to consider that traffic, in particular for the mobile, is growing so much. more than expected. And it's difficult to make a prediction on how traffic will go. In Italy and as well as in Brazil or in Argentina, where we are present, traffic on the mobile is growing, is doubling year by year. So it means that we have to face properly in terms of how and when invest our money. So I would like to say that everything is fine, no problem. We are sailing on very quiet seas, but it's not so. Traffic is unpredictable. There are legacy to manage for the operators. There are new players, new technology on the way. So it's very important to balance all these issues in order to go out to the perfect storm, as I used to say. And Telecom Italia has the possibility to go in the proper direction, because we have our internal resources in terms of know-how, in terms of engineers that day by day are working on the research and development, on testings. We have Telecom Italia Lab with more than 1,000 engineers in the telecommunication environment, and Telecom Italia Lab is one of the most advanced research and development and testing laboratories in the world. So we have the capacity, we have people in order to go in the right direction in this storm. So as an example, we launched in Italy and then in Brazil and in Argentina a project that we call the Dream Project that is based on the massive introduction of the multi-standard radio technology. This project was launched in 2010 and is based on the 3 years plan, so it's 2011-2013, and will impact a very huge number of customers, a very huge number of assets of Telecom Italia in the world, and we will expecting big benefit on this project in order to be ready to provide not only the mobile broadband but also the ultra broadband to our customer. The Dream project is based on the multi-standard radio, but it's not only a multi-standard radio introduction, because as somebody yesterday and today raised in the speech, the backhauling is an important issue for the operator when we want to really introduce ultra broadband in the mobile. So the Dream project is based on the single RAN, but is also based on the evolution of the backhauling by mean optical fibers and microwaves full Ethernet at high capacity. So the project is based on 3 main pillars. The GSM is still representing for the operator an important point in terms of revenues, in terms of traffic. Even voice traffic is still increasing in the voice part on the GSM, so we need to still to invest on the GSM in terms of capacity, in terms of quality. Today, more or less 70% of our revenues are based on the GSM, on the voice for the mobile. At the time, more than 80% of the terminals are 2G terminals. This is true in Brazil. It's less true in Italy, where we have less than 70%, but this is the market. So we should wait maybe other years in order to see the migration of the voice traffic on the UMTS, on the 3G or on the LTE. On the other side, for the mobile broadband data services, we continue to invest in the mobile broadband based on HSP. Now we are offering in the market the 21 up to 42 megabit on the HSPA solutions, both in Italy and in Brazil, and very soon even in Argentina. So we need to still to invest in this part. And then we need to be ready for the ultra broadband, I mean the LTE introduction that will start in Italy in the following years. By middle of 2012, we will launch the LTE in Italy, then in Brazil as well as in Argentina. last week we just completed the bid on the frequency for LTE in Italy. We get frequency at 800, 1800 and 2.6 gigahertz in order to provide LTE services very soon. So the DIM project is based on all these two technology approach. One is the radio access part by the single RAN, that advantages are very well known, and the other part is the backhauling by mean optical fibers and microwaves. I don't want to bore you about the advantages for an operator to move from the two-day network where you increase the layers as soon as you want to change and to introduce new services. And the advantage to simplify the network by mean the single RAN is very clear in terms of OPEX, in terms of CAPEX, in terms of spectrum optimization, and so on. So the decision, I think, is not only a Telecom Italia group decision, but it's all over the world. Most operators in the mobile area, they are looking for the introduction of single RAN. The problem is when and how to introduce the single RAN. To do that in a massive way, or to do that on the base only on the evolution of your network for the new nodes, for example, or for replacing old technology existing in the network. So Telecom Italia discussed a lot, and we driven this project by Telecom Italia Lab with all the main lines internal to Telecom Italia Group, purchasing department, planning, technology, marketing, including the vendor for sure, because vendor has an important role in this environment. We need to share with the vendor our future prediction in terms of traffic growth, in terms of services, in terms of our capacity to invest. And we need to share with vendor the roadmap. That is a very important point in order to be sure that the choice that Telecom Italia or an operator will do on the market is the proper choice in terms of what kind of platform and solutions, technology solution we have to consider. So now the project is going on. We started this year in Italy and in Brazil, and we are just starting in Argentina in order to manage the different footprints that we have in these countries, in order to rationalize the footprints, to optimize the network in terms of vendors, in terms of technologies, in terms of the management systems. And we will arrive by the end of 2013 in having more than 80% of our network touched by the DREAM project in terms of replacing all the old technology, replacing the existing 2G and 3G nodes by mean the single RAN. At the end of the project, more or less 80% of our network in terms of access radio network will be connected by the optical fibers of microwaves. So we are really ready to give to our customer. I just remember you that Telecom Italia now is managing more than 100 million of mobile customers in Italy, Brazil, and Argentina, and the capabilities that we have is to increase our customer as well, not only in Italy but also abroad. So we are really ready to do this big opportunity to the market in order to develop new application to be sure that customer will appreciate the ultra broadband services. For sure, it is not so easy, and we used to say the Cold War, so I'm sorry about that, but you know, we as operator and you as vendor have different objectives, let me say. And I think that the real value of the operator is to find the way to create a good environment between the operator, between the vendors, in order to not fight each other, but to work together in order to be sure that the choice that an operator will do are the proper and the right choice in compare with the CapEx you need to make this choice. So it's important to do that, but if you don't have internally your own capabilities in terms of planning the network, in terms of planning the introduction of new services, in terms of facing what the market is doing, what the other players are doing, I think that is so difficult to drive the market. I believe that drive to market is not the proper way. I mean, drive the innovation and drive the quality and drive the introduction of services. We want to drive it. I think that by me and our teams, we can drive it. So the question is, do you want to drive as well, or you want to be driven by somebody else? So before to thank you for your attention, I would like to introduce our new GPP offer that we are launching these days at the international level. We have people here in our booth that will be happy to introduce you on what Telecom Italia group is doing at the international level by means of the capabilities and know-how that we have not only at domestic level but even at international level. So I really invite you to join us at our booth at the end of this session or during these days in order to introduce you on our new offer on the market. Thank you very much for your attention. Yep.
No more questions while we have him? Everybody's hungry, apparently.
I think so.
All right. Well, thank you very much for
thank you.
your time.